What's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, what's up? My name is TheShai. If you've been here, what's up? Welcome back. So today we are going to be doing a full face of Fenty, an updated one. I did one about last year, but I feel like I've got quite a few new products and I kind of want to give you guys like an updated review, how I feel about stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So as far as skin, I did moisturize briefly because my skin has just been super dry. I think it's just because it's winter. But I am going to go on top with my Fenty Hydra Visor. I do have the complete 3-step skincare set. I got the minis, as you guys can see. I don't have really problem skin. Out of all of the products, I feel like the cleanser is my favorite. I do love using that. The toner is nice. I don't see any big differences in my skin, but it does its job. And then the sunscreen I do like. The Hydra Visor is very light and it's just nice to go underneath your makeup, or even like if you're just want a moisturizer throughout the day. I do have more dry skin though, so because this moisturizer is so light, I would layer it up just for me personally. And the first moisturizer I used was the Weleda Skin Food. So that is the skin prep done. I find that skin prep is the most important step of makeup. I think some people kind of skip it, but your skin, if it's prepped correctly, your whole entire makeup routine will look so good on top. So make sure your skin prep's on point. As far as primer, guys, I specifically went to Boots to buy the Fenty Hydrating Primer. They did not have it. They didn't even have the mini version. They just had the matte, and I was like, I don't like anything matte, so we're just gonna have to improvise at this part. I'm gonna use this NYX Bear With Me Jelly Primer. I haven't used this in a while, but I'm gonna try it out today. So it's just a jelly primer. Just gonna literally pop it on. It's proper cold. I think my issue with this primer is more so like the consistency. I don't like it. I like something a little bit more, I don't know. I don't like it. It just feels odd to me. So I'm just gonna pat that in. So while I let that settle down on my skin, for complexion, we're using Fenty Beauty EAZE Drops. These are literally my favorite skin tints. One of my first skin tints I actually ever used, and I actually love these. These are definitely staples in my routine. Everything. Like, I never knew I needed a skin tint until I got these. Like, I always just thought, what's the hype? What's the hype? When I use these, I was like, okay, I see it. I have the shades 21 and 22. 21 for me is a little bit olive. 22 is too red and deep. But I find that mixing them together give me like the perfect little look. So I'm going to pop these on. I'm going to start with 21 first. These are also perfect for traveling with or going on holiday. If you guys can kind of see, it's lighter than my skin complexion, but because skin tints are quite flexible, this can work on me. But for me, I like to add a little bit of 22, and I'll swatch it right beside. So that there's 22, if you guys can see it, and I'm going to pull it down. So I'm literally just going to blend down 21, and then I'm kind of going to blend 22 into, kind of going to mix them. And the cool thing about using your fingers is you can really like choose where everything is distributed. So I'm literally going to use them 2 pumps to do most of my face. And it literally just gives you like a second skin, like filter effect. Again, if you are going to use your fingers, I'd recommend having like a makeup wipe on hand because your fingers are going to get messy. But it just looks so good. I love it. This side here is 21 by itself, and I just can see it blends really good. I just prefer a little bit of 22 also. When it comes to Fenty eyeshadows, I'm not a big fan. I feel like their formulas aren't the best, and for the price point especially, I don't see it. So I haven't really bought any new ones. I still have my Fenty 10, which I love. I still have the 9 palette, which I think I'm just going to sell because I literally don't use it. And then I have the number 3 palette, which is the only palette I really would ever use. So I'm gonna do something really simple, but I do have these Fenty liners, which I think I might have a bit of fun with. I know it's winter time, but I'm over the neutrals now. I feel like I want a bit of color. We're gonna use Nude Beauty and a Fire Freak, which is the orange, and that, like, I would say it's like a milk chocolate. So I'm gonna start with the milk chocolate first. I really wish Fenty would come out with some good like eyeshadows. I don't think eyeshadows are like their main thing, so I don't know if they're gonna like extend the range or do more, but I just feel like they could do so much better with the quality. I'm gonna go into the orange, which is called Fire Freak, with the same brush because we don't care, and I'm gonna go into my crease with that. Oh, I should actually, maybe I should use the orange. Maybe I should use the orangey liner. If you guys can't tell, I'm already excited for spring. I'm over like the winter colors now. Like I'm all into like experimenting more with color. Even with like my fashion, like I want to do a bit more. I want to push it a little bit more. So I'm super excited for the summer to come. I'm gonna go into the dark brown, which is called No Fudge Given. It's very actually deep. It's a deep brown, and I'm gonna go just here. Just go with this brown. Bring it back. I'm gonna go back in with that orange and make sure it's like peeking out just in the middle. It's meant to be like a pop of colour. Yeah. I'm just gonna make sure that there's no harsh lines. That's what we have so far. I don't know if I'm gonna leave it or if I'm gonna rub it off because I think it looks dumb, but we're just playing makeup, we're having fun. So I'm gonna throw on lashes. So for lashes, I'm actually gonna use my Angel lashes. I literally just trim them down so they're a little bit less long. They are usually 25mm. They're the longest lashes I carry, but I wanted something a little bit shorter. I still wanted some drama. You guys already know the deal with the glue. I only use Isla lash glue, the 18-hour lash glue in black. Literally the best glue. Literally holds your lashes down forever, literally. So I'm gonna throw these on, then we'll get back into some complexion. Now let's get to concealer. So of course I'm using my Fenty concealer in 410, but I've been liking it in combination with this Bright Fix. I previously used to feel like this was a little bit dry under my eyes. I didn't really like how it came out, but when I combine these two together, they seem to work well. I feel like this kind of hydrates under my eyes, it gives it a base, and then this kind of brightens and like adds coverage. So I like how they work together. This came out last year as well, kind of around the same time as EAZE Drop, so it's more of like a under eye brightener or concealer, but something to just give you more of like a fresh under eye. So yeah, we're going to apply these. I have the Bright Fix in it. I'm going to use my regular beauty sponge, and it kind of just gives a nice base to like my concealer, and it also gives me like hydration under there. I just love it. I'm going to use my Fenty concealer in 410 and do my concealer like I usually would. My favourite thing about this concealer is the doe foot. Like I absolutely love it. I'm waiting for Fenty to come out with a hydrating concealer. I don't know why they haven't yet. They came out with a hydrating foundation. I feel like that's the one thing that they're missing. But this doe foot is like perfect. It allows you to get like really precise lines. I think with this concealer you just want to make sure you get your right shade, and it is like, it's a soft matte concealer, and for me it's more on the matte side than a lot of other concealers I've used. This one looks like more coverage than this side, so I'm gonna have to go over it. But that's actually a good point to show you guys. When you let concealer sit for longer, look how much coverage I got compared to this side, because I started blending it faster. So that's actually a good comparison to show you guys the difference. So now I'm gonna go ahead and contour the nose. I'm actually gonna use my cream bronzer. This is the Toffee Tease, which is the deepest cream bronzer they have. The other contour products I have is Fenty's Matchstick in Ebony. which is again another very deep contour. So I'm just going to blend this out with this Real Techniques brush. This is an old brush. I'm not even sure if they still do it, but I'm just going to tap down on my nose. So I'm going to go into my e.l.f. bronzer. This is in Sun-Kissed, and I'm going to literally... This is different because I usually use like a concealer to do my contour, so I'm just gonna... So now I'm gonna go into the same cream bronzer in Toffee Tease. I'm just gonna take some up. I'm using this Real Techniques foundation brush. And to be honest, I like to use this with my fingers, I think, from what I remember, but I'm just gonna kind of carve out a contour. I'm gonna kind of keep it up here because it is quite deep, so I don't want to bring it too far down my face because we don't want it to look too muddy. I'm just gonna keep it just around here, a little bit here, just go up here. I'm gonna actually swatch this with Ebony so you can see if it's the same shade. So this is Toffee Tease, and let's swatch Ebony. They're pretty similar. I feel like Toffee Tease is just a little bit more, got more red undertone, whereas Ebony is just pretty much neutral brown, like strong brown. So I'm actually gonna blend this out with the bottom of the sponge. Gonna blend this contour in. I don't know, I feel like I prefer to use this when it's I feel like I prefer this product with my fingers. I don't know if it does well with a sponge. I mean, it will blend, but I think I prefer it with my fingers, so I'm actually gonna go over it with my fingers and kind of just blend it out that way. Blend out any harsh lines. I'm going to use our Fenty powder in Honey. I really love this shade. It's super pretty, like golden brown. Not even a golden brown, like a golden yellow, but it's just much more neutral than it is like super yellow. So I'm just going to set with this. But this is nice for like a bright under eye, but nothing too bright. These days I've been loving like a really bright under eye, but this still gives what it needs to give. But I find that like before I never used to like it because I felt like it was drying me out under my eyes, but come to freaking find out it was just that the concealer probably just wasn't hitting, because now when I'm using it, it literally, you can see the difference, it literally looks flawless. But when I used it before, it wasn't working. So literally the Bright Fix, the eye brightener, literally changed the game for my Fenty face as far as like my concealer, my under eye work. This has definitely improved that for sure. And now we're gonna go into powder bronzer, which is one of my favorite parts, and I feel like it's really gonna warm up my face. So as far as powder bronzer, Fenty came out with this new bronzer called Thick Mint last year, and honestly, the best thing they did. This has to be one of my favorite bronzers. My favorite bronzer, to be honest. I literally use this most of the time. They really did need a shade after Mocha Mami, because Mocha Mami really isn't that deep, and this was the deepest shade they did. They definitely needed a darker shade, and this shade is literally perfect. I'm actually gonna use both of these. I'm gonna use Mocha Mami on one side, Thick Mint on the other side, so you guys can see, and then I'm just gonna like kind of mix them in. I'm just gonna use a clean brush for Mocha Mami because the other brush I already used Thick Mint on, so it's fine. How it looks on a brush. You guys can see it's very warm, so you guys can kind of see how she works. So it definitely gives me a nice bronze, but it's definitely more on the red side. Thick Mint just works. It just, I don't know, it gives me much more of a rich bronze, so you guys will be able to see the difference regardless. So this is Thick Mint, this is Mocha Mami. On the skin you don't see a huge difference, but you guys can see this one's less red and much more like giving a bit more neutral, whereas Mocha Mami is giving much more of a blushy vibe, but they both still bronze me and they both still look nice. I prefer this one because I do like to blush as well with a different product. And I find that when I put blush on top of Mocha Mami, sometimes it can look a little bit too loud. So I'm just going to balance everything out, put a little Mocha Mami here, so everything kind of balances out as far as my face. So now we're going to go on to a blush. So Fenty actually haven't come out with any powder blushes, which I thought they would, maybe this summer. So I still have my Daiquiri Dip, my I haven't used a blush in a while, but now that I'm putting on, I can remember why I love it so much. It just gives my skin a nice, like, literal glow, healthy finish. Oh, it just looks so good. Like, wow, absolutely love this stuff. Now I remember why I loved it so much. That summer when it first came out, I was like wearing this all the time because it just looks so freaking good. Like, how pretty. Now let's get into, should we finish up the eyes? I think I'm just going to do mascara, to be honest. Just because the eyes up here, you know, we have a little statement piece going on. Let's just do mascara. I'm still holding out with my little sample size Fenty Frontal. I need to actually just buy one. I could buy a mini one because I'm not a big mascara wearer, so I don't run through mascara that much. I should have picked it up when I did go to Boots, but I didn't see it. The Boots that I went to, like the Fenty counter, didn't have that much stuff. Like, it was kind of cleaned out. And then there wasn't really anyone around to help me. And then even in the drawer, like, it's like they were waiting for delivery, honestly. So hopefully the next time I go there, they have some more stuff. Okay, complexion is done. I feel like I want to add a little bit of shimmer on the eyes. Like, I love that it's matte. But what if there was like a little bit of shimmer? Like, what would it be? We could transform it a little bit more. That's Heaven Sent, that's Smash and Pass. I think I'm gonna go with Smash and Pass just because it's a little bit more bronzy. I'm literally just gonna go right here. I'll just add a little bit of sheen. So before I get into lips, I'm gonna finish with a powder. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder in 450, and I'm just gonna use a nice big brush and I'm just gonna set across my whole face. So not gonna use too much. I'm gonna press everything in. My makeup always lasts long, but I feel like it's just flawless, like for such a long time, and it just locks everything in. I don't know if it's a mental thing, but I'm telling you guys, this works. And then now I'm gonna go with my lips. So I'm gonna use, I use Trendsetter. Oh, you guys know I love my Richie liner, but I'm trying to switch it up. So for lips, we're going to use the Gloss Bomb Heat. I actually never used it before. This is the Hot Chocolate shade. I feel like all the shades were cute, but there were shades that were already released. They just didn't have shimmer in it, and there was more of a plumper. So I'm interested to use the formula and then also to see Hot Chocolate without the shimmer. I'm going to just swatch it. Oh, she's definitely like very chocolate. Yeah, so definitely has got more color in there. So that is regular Hot Chocolate with the shimmer, and then that is the Gloss Bomb Heat, the lip plumper. Can't feel anything yet, so I'm like, but I actually love the color. I don't want to put on too much just in case it gets really tingly, but absolutely love how it looks. Okay, can you guys see a difference with my lips? Let me say, when I first put it on, because I literally, my camera just died, I had to switch battery, I was like, I'm not feeling nothing. It's definitely like, it feels like, you know when you eat pepper and it gets on your lips, but it's not super intense, but it's like, it's hot. It's hot. Like, I can see why they call it Gloss Bomb Heat, because it's actually hot. So yeah, this is the finished face. Let me know how you guys like it. Do you guys like it better than my regular face? I feel like, to be honest, it just looks much more like subdued and like giving natural glam flawless vibe. I am very impressed by the concealer combo because I used to struggle with my Fenty concealer. Like, if you watch my last video, my last full face, I probably complained about it in there, but the bright face is literally a game changer. If I was to recommend anything throughout this video, EAZE DROP for sure. That just changed the game for me. Anything gloss bomb, heat gloss bomb, cream gloss bomb, like Fenty's glosses are literally some amazing glosses, one of the best on the market. Any formula you'd like from the gloss bomb collection is good. What else would I really recommend? The blush, you guys know how I feel about the cream blushes. I literally wore the cream blush by Fenty for like one whole summer straight. I was wearing it every day. But yeah, there's nothing that I tried on that I don't like, and yeah, I guess that's it. But I'm absolutely loving the face, guys. I think it looks really, really good. Everything came together nicely. And yeah, so I guess I'm up to the end of today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a nice thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure notifications are on, and I will see you guys in my next one as always.